Hey everyone, welcome back to Loopy Studio. Today we are breaking down the Cobra Kai Season 5 official trailer that has dropped today. It's been a long time coming and my dad is here with me. Thanks for coming on.
Hey guys.
So, we knew this trailer was coming. Really unfortunate timing because I was in school, but what did you think overall of this trailer?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. I think there's the internal conflict going on within Miyagi-Do as they deal with the loss of last season's tournament. And then also the internal of the losers, per se, on what they do now in life now that their dojo is done. The whole time, well, Terry Silver and Cobra Kai expands, not just in the valley, but beyond. What do you think, man?
Yes, I really enjoyed it. A lot of fighting, that's for sure. It looks like this is going to be the most intense season. Yeah, it definitely looks like the most action-packed out of all the ones that we've seen so far. It is set during the summer, from what it looks like, because they're at a water park and we don't see them at school at all. So they probably have a little more freedom to explore like these like less grounded stories because they're not in school, which I do appreciate that. Kind of jumping in and looking at some shots. So we saw some of this from the first teaser, but it's Cobra Kai's becoming famous with Terry Silver as the face of it. He's taking over. What do you think of all of this?
Yeah, he's being portrayed not only as the winner, but he's portrayed as an an entrepreneur. He's doing charity stuff. He's a do-gooder, so to speak, within the community, and he's being recognized as important to the future of the Valley. So, he's a winner.
And because we also see here that he's doing some sort of hosting some sort of auction, and Mrs. LaRusso is there too, which she's probably there as some sort of spy or something like that. We'll see though, unless she's has some tricks up her sleeve, which I'm sure it's not like she's gonna be to support him,
Yeah, and it could be just the idea that he shows up at a charity that she has history into, and so he's invading not just the territory of karate, but also the social circles that the LaRussos have been a part of.
Yeah,
but he's a business owner and everything, or they are business owners, so it's interesting.
Yes, and we also see that Johnny's new job is an Uber driver, which that's actually pretty funny. I was not expecting this at all, that this would be a thing, but it's right up Johnny's alley.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's just a great way of showing the post-karate dojo sensei life of Johnny. Now he's trying to make it in a different environment.
Well, I mean,
it's funny.
He says he's not a sensei anymore, which it is true. I mean, the deal was that if Cobra Kai won the tournament, that Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang would shut down. That was the deal that they made with Kreese at the end of season 3. So because, Cobra Kai won, they both have to shut down.
Yep.
Because then the next shot is Daniel saying that they're shutting down Miyagi-Do, and Sam is very upset.
Yeah. Well, and understandably so. And again, I don't know how they will reveal that there was some corruption within in the tournament, but understandably, if that comes out, Miyagi-Do's students would feel like it's not fair that the cheaters won and they have to close down. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's true. And plus, Sam's obviously upset because her rival,
yes,
Tori is can still train, and she can't. And I really like this new dojo, by the way. It looks really cool. A big upgrade from the old dojo, obviously, which it just shows the difference between Johnny running Cobra Kai and Silver running Cobra Kai. And of course, you could say that about Johnny and Kreese too, but there's just a big difference here. I mean, it's just the difference between a poor and a rich guy running a dojo. And it really doesn't look like Cobra Kai anymore, honestly. I mean, the methods are getting harsher, obviously, than when Johnny taught it, but it's kind of almost unrecognizable. It's the same.
It's a franchise, and the idea is to expand. So it's using technology. There's a lot of screens all over the place. You know, and it definitely looks different. It looks upgraded, and it's expanding. And I think that's one of the storylines, that the Valley is being converted to Cobra Kai.
Yeah, so I did look up her name, and so we are getting our first female sensei. Terry Silver is recruiting, and her name is Kim Da-eun.
Okay.
And because he needs more senseis, not just for like all across the valley. If he's going to keep opening up locations, obviously he needs other people to teach.
Yep.
So that's what he's doing here, because we see he has like a whole line of these senseis here. But yeah, we have our first female sensei, which I think is going to be very interesting to see. Okay, and we have like this whole water park thing. We see Anthony LaRusso getting like shoved into the water, and Kenny's like kicking him in, like obviously like pulling like some like pranks on him. So I guess there's like a rivalry there still going on. You can tell like and then Kenny's like punching Hawk too. And then Robby and Miguel kind of have like a bit of like a face off there at the pool. What do you think of all of this at the water park?
Yeah, it's interesting, especially with that between Robby and Miguel. There's Johnny shows up and says, "Come on now, we're just friends, or we're all friends." And Miguel says, "You know, we're not friends." And Robby says, "We'll never be friends." I think it just really shows the tension between Robby and Miguel, and things aren't peaceful by any means, and seem to be getting worse.
Well, I guess this shows, and I don't know, we're not really talking much about the Mexico storyline because it's not in this trailer really at all. There's like no shots of Mexico in here. So I guess, obviously, it looks like at least Johnny and Miguel seem to have made up, though, at this point, it looks like. But obviously, Robby and Miguel.
Well, it carries on the major storyline of the Karate Kid movies. And if you take a look at Johnny's child, Robby, versus Daniel's kind of, you know, protege, and if you will, Miguel, you have that kind of tension between characters, and I think this continues that idea. And you see a big fight right outside the apartments.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they're fighting outside the apartments. It's funny. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna win. Honestly, I have no idea. I almost feel like it's gonna be like a draw or something. I can picture that. I don't know. I really don't know who's gonna win. Do you have any idea?
No.
So we can see we also see Daniel, Chozen, Amanda, and Johnny, and they're like planning out like some sort of thing. Like they're like putting all the Cobra Kai locations. They're obviously planning some sort of takedown.
Yeah, it's like a war room scene, and there's a map, and there's different pieces, and they're, you know, plotting some sort of massive strategy. And obviously Miyagi-Do is going to open back up, and there's investors, and looks like, so maybe there's an expansion to compete with Cobra Kai.
So we also see that Devin, who was in Eagle Fang, is now, well, she's now in Cobra Kai. Okay. So she went over. Probably just, well, because, you know, her dojo shut down, and she probably wants to, you know, train with the winning dojo, which makes sense.
Yes.
And she wasn't really involved in any of the karate stuff, so it makes sense that she would like transfer over to Cobra Kai. But that's going to be very interesting if or when Johnny finds out about that. Okay, and this is very interesting because we see Kim Da-eun like hits Tori with like and like tells her to hit her harder. Which that's a very like interesting like brief moment. So you can tell that she's like really harsh too. She's not like a sweet sensei, you know. Like she's gonna have some like aggression too. And I think Tori, like when like Tori going through all of this will make her eventually, you know, leave
Probably
Cobra Kai. But I thought that was an interesting moment too. It shows a little bit of her personality, because that's the only time we actually hear her speak in this whole. And then we see Amanda and Daniel fighting about it, or just about stuff.
Yeah, and you know, so there's a kind of a repeat of season 1 tension in their marriage, and that's unsurprising. You know, to close it down and start it back up, and just be consumed with Cobra Kai. You know, Daniel is jeopardizing his marriage.
We also see Chozen fighting with some Cobra Kai sensei, so that's probably gonna be a good fight. Daniel holding up a picture. He's obviously gonna, like, his family's gonna play. He's probably gonna go crazy trying to take down Terry Silver. His whole family is gonna look at him like he's like the crazy dude. In my opinion, I think that's what's happening. And we see Terry Silver saying, if you continue down this path, you're gonna like lose everything, is what he's saying. And then we see Johnny, Daniel, and Chozen, and they have this combined dojo, and that's really interesting.
And Daniel has a black eye.
So he got beat up.
And this is one of my favorite scenes in the whole trailer right here.
Yeah.
So go ahead and explain it.
So Johnny and Chozen show up. Is that Cobra?
Yeah, it's Cobra Kai.
That's Cobra Kai, and they say, we're not here to learn, we're here to
teach a lesson.
And
like
then they like start to beat. And like I feel like Johnny and Chozen are going to be actually a good duo. I'm
I
excited.
think so.
I'm excited for that. I could actually kind of picture them like both teasing Daniel.
Yeah.
Or like bonding over their mutual kind of like not really hatred, but you know. So I could see that. That's so okay. And we kind of already got confirmed earlier on, but Robby is back in Miyagi-Do. This is probably towards the end of the season, and I'm kind of getting some flashbacks to season 2 here with Sam and Robby on the balance
round. Yeah,
because that's what they did. Not that I think they're gonna get like back together, but it's like some nostalgia, you know.
And there's like, I think either investors or members of the the council or committee.
Yeah, and Miguel's there, and Anthony's also there. So they're obviously like making this like big, like this combined dojo. Okay, so we also have. It looks like we're getting a tournament redo. Well, we see Hawk with like blue hair, so we kind of got a little tease as to what the Mohawk color is going to be this season. He's going back to blue, but we're kind of getting
Kenny, right?
Yeah.
And this looks like, you know, it's white versus black with her the robes, and it looks like this is some redo from the tournament. So.
Well, they're gonna find out. Miyagi-Do's will find out at some point that the tournament was rigged, so they're going to do a redo in order to settle it fair and square.
Makes sense.
So I don't know who will win it. It's too hard to tell. This is probably a lot towards like the end of the season. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna like the final fight though. This whole thing.
No,
I think it's gonna be something way bigger to end it off. But this like probably like mid to late season I could picture. Because we also see Sam fighting with Devin too and like the same tournament type of thing. We see a lot of Cobra Kai training mixed in with Miyagi-Do training. I really think, I don't picture Robby being in Cobra Kai long. I think he's going to leave like pretty soon after he gets back from Mexico to get over to Miyagi-Do. I think Tori's going to stay in a lot longer though. I'm not even sure if she'll move at the end of the season. That might be a next season thing. But you can tell she's definitely going to be in it for a while. In Cobra Kai for a while, because I do think Terry Silver is gonna, when she confronts him about the trophy, he's gonna be like try to get her to stay, you know, and get her not to tell. He's probably gonna be rude to her. And then the final shot is Silver and Daniel getting ready to fight.
Yeah. So
that's probably that's like a really, I guess people really have been waiting to see that since Karate Kid 3. And then the final shot is actually kind of funny. We see Kreese is in jail. This was a big surprise because I really did not think Kreese was really going to be in the season and until like the finale, or hardly in the season at all. I still don't picture him being in the season that much, but we see like him like talking to a therapist, and she's saying, "I'm glad like you're fitting in here," and he's saying, you know, make friends easily. As like it cuts to him like fighting people in prison, and then he says a little kindness goes a long way.
That's
which is
hilarious.
Pretty funny.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's the trailer.
What do you think of like Kreese being?
Yeah, I think, you know, a redemption arc for Kreese would be great. It'd be a great way to really see his character, you know, come full circle, helping Miyagi-Do defeat Terry Silver at the end of the season. And I would love to see that. And I think everybody would enjoy seeing that.
Yeah, I feel like Kreese has always had like a humorous side to him, but we just never really saw it because, you know, he's always been like a jerk. So I think that was actually pretty funny. So yeah, September 9th. So about 3 weeks away.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to cover it. We'll find a way to cover it. But yeah, it looks very exciting. A lot of fighting. And I think we're really getting into the peak of the karate war here. This is gonna definitely be the biggest. It's gonna end off really, really big. The only thing, we didn't get Mike Barnes in it. We know he's confirmed for this season, so they just don't want to show what role he's gonna play. I don't know. We don't know if he's gonna be on the good side or the bad side or a little bit of both. We'll have to wait and see. And we didn't see much of the Mexico storyline, so we didn't see Miguel's dad in there at all. But they're obviously want to make that a surprise too. So they're kind of probably saving those things for the actual show. But yeah, so very exciting. So anything else you want to say before we close?
Nope, looks great, man.
Yes. So anyways, thanks everyone for watching the studio. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye everyone.
See ya.